we are out in one of the most remote reaches of the world, hoping to witness a truly magical phenomenon.
You never see this sort of stuff anywhere else.
A natural wonder that defies the imagination.
This place is magical.
And it's all orchestrated by the dance of the sun and the moon. This is where an over 300 square kilometre reef island raises itself from beneath the ocean's surface, effortlessly shedding millions of litres of water in spectacular cascades and waterfalls.
What is this?
Exposing a labyrinth of channels, teeming with life. If you're new here, we're Slim and Soph. A couple of uni students pushing the limits of remote study and circumnavigating Australia aboard our 10-metre sailboat Nakama. We're currently in the far northwest, in a region known as the Kimberley. And if we're not out catching huge fish,
Alright, put him back in.
then we're probably getting caught out by the unforgiving tide.
Yep.
Oh, I'm sorry, Highfield.
But more often than not, we're being absolutely blown away by the sheer natural beauty.
I still can't believe this.
So subscribe. Join us for this wild adventure.
Good morning. We're off and away again. Might see some whales today, hopefully.
Everything is upside down. Don't know what's going on.
After renewing our much needed supply of water,
Bought ourselves another week.
we have just pulled out from Samson Inlet. Today will see us down to Red Cone Creek, where we'll wait for the timing to be just right to head out to Montgomery Reef. First things first, it wouldn't be a morning in the Kimberley without discovering yet another inaccuracy in the chart.
You wouldn't want to go through that gap over there. A few scary little rocks which you wouldn't be able to see at high tide. But the gap we're currently going through, we've got like 28 metres of water underneath us and it says we should be in 0.5. So yeah, it's just hard to know really up here.
We're taking a bit of a shortcut, and while the charts say technically we can't, we've looked at multiple satellite images and we're confident that in reality there is a deep channel here. So we're rolling the dice. Shortcut or shipwreck, here we come.
Passage was much success.
Great success.
What was the passage?
Much success, I think, was the terminology used.
Yeah, but we got a little bit more oomph to it.
Much success in the little passage was about 40 metres now, so definitely wasn't 0.5 metres deep. The charts, they lie, you know.
We're just cruising past Deception Bay and we've seen a whale. We're just furled in the head sail. We're gonna go see if we can get a little bit closer.
Following a 3,500 nautical mile journey from Antarctica, Deception Bay is known as a bit of a chill and hangout area for whales to rest with their newly born calves. Slim had an inkling we'd see them today.
Might see some whales today, hopefully. Apparently we're going to be passing through the waters where they like to hang out today, so that'd be cool.
And sure enough, we've just sighted our first mother and calf. Humpback females most commonly will calve every 3 years. A newborn calf is about 4.5 metres long and can weigh 1.5 tonnes. That's like giving birth to a 1979 Volkswagen Beetle. The mother then provides about 240 litres of milk per day for her calf. And with the milk having about a 35% fat content, the nursing calf can gain more than 45 kilograms a day. It's difficult to portray the sheer size of these enormous yet gentle and beautiful creatures. But to put it into perspective, this mum is about 1.5 times the size of our entire floating home.
That was incredible. Insane. It was a mother and a calf. They were just chilling, cruising, diving up and down. The calf was like almost doing flips and circles around the mum. That was just so mind-blowing seeing that. Just having that perspective and seeing that perspective, like, that was just unbelievable. So I'm so stoked we managed to capture that and see that. It's super cool.
It's not often you get a whale encounter like that. Like you cross paths with them all the time out here, but to have them just chilling next to you like that. And we just put Nakama in neutral, and they were just like kind of cruising around. Like we slowly were just getting like pulled closer to them in the tide, and it was just like, oh no way, they weren't phased. And in the end we started getting a bit closer, and we were like, all right, we've seen enough, we'll leave them be. But that was just like, that was really cool.
When I was flying over them, I initially just had sight of the calf, and I was like, oh, that whale's big. And then I see this shadow from below the surface, like 10 times bigger than the little calf that's on the surface. And this mammoth thing just rises to the surface, and I was like, oh man, like that calf is tiny in comparison to its mum. And I thought that the calf was like the whale. Yeah, it was pretty impressive. Just the size of them is just crazy. It's quite mind-blowing. Obviously, you know whales are big, but only until you really see them up close that you realise how big. Anyway, very happy that we saw that.
But they're not the only whales we'll be seeing for the day.
Ooh, just a couple more whales off to our starboard. These ones were a little bit more active, and we just saw them breaching out of the water. We just want them to do it one more time. There you go. We've just managed to dial back the engine, and we're finally cruising along quite beautifully.
While they can be hectic at times, for sure, the tides up here are like actually pretty epic if you get them right. You do these really nice speeds. Obviously if you get them wrong, you're not going anywhere other than backwards, but when you get them right, they're really quite handy. We've been hooking everywhere. Hooking sideways at times. So it's literally driving us straight at the rock in front of us, and what was actually happening is we're shooting down this little passage here, but hooking nonetheless.
I think I always underestimate the places that we head to, but I should know by now that we're in the Kimberley, and every single place that we go to is going to be amazing. Well, I never expect it. And then so when we come in, I'm just like blown away. Yeah, these cliffs that we're heading towards are pretty magical. We're sailing faster than wind speed at the moment. We're doing 4.5 knots, and we've got 3.5 knots of wind. It's pretty insane.
First time we've ever done that.
Yeah, knackers. She's quick. Quick on her feet. Watch out.
Well, Red Cone Creek was pretty easy to find, as you can see with this giant red cone here, guiding us to the entrance. we had a crocky feeling about this place. And as soon as we dropped anchor, we were introduced to our new neighbour. Over the coming days, while we planned our trip to the reef, this guy never took his eyes off Nakama, as if coming up with a plan of his very own.
And we're off. A new adventure today. We're gonna go check out a reef that dries out, and apparently, yeah,
A reef waterfall.
a reef waterfall.
Yes, we are off to a reef waterfall. Never seen anything quite like it before. Hopefully it's cool. I'm sure it will be cool. And yeah, we've just sort of been chilling here in Red Cone Creek for only a day, just doing some work and study. We had a very lizard-like neighbour.
We came in here, there's a few waterfalls we wanted to check out, and also apparently the barra fishing's really good, and if you've been following along, I'm yet to land one.
No, it's a barra! Oh no! He got off!
So we sort of came in here hoping for that, and then we read the tides, and we're like, oh man, if we don't go check out this thing today, the tides won't be on for us. So such is the way, like the tides here are so determinative of what you do. It's crazy. So you can make plans if you want, but the tides will sort of make plans for you as well, and you have to listen to them. So yeah, we're leaving here earlier than I expected to, but I'm really excited as to where we're going, if that makes sense.
These headlands and islands in the distance literally look like they're just floating in the glass. It's pretty impressive. Just seen a whale.
It's toad.
Wow. Wow, 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 that was another really cool whale interaction. Again, mother and calf, so yeah, it's like
That time of
year, eh? Like just mum and calf. They're just chilling, and it's so beautiful to watch the calf basically doing circles of the mum and playing, and the mum's sort of like keeping track of the calf, you know what I mean? You can see the mum
like mimicking each other.
yeah, like the calf like runs off and goes somewhere else, and then the mum's like, oh, where'd you go? And then like slowly like follows it and like reins him in a bit or something. Like they're just beautiful.
They're like animal submarines.
They are so big. We saw it for a moment on the surface before it dove down, and just the sheer size of it, you're like, okay, that's a good distance, please don't come any closer. Like,
chill now, yeah.
yeah. Honestly, they're the size of Nakama.
Knackers, yeah.
And width as well. They've just got so much girth to them, it's insane. Anyway, we're just cruising along these beautiful, beautiful cliffs now, and yeah, what a great start to the day. Very happy.
From this point here, we're about 10 nautical miles from the reef. We're aiming to get there a few hours before low tide to catch the waterfalls in their prime.
So we're slowly creeping up on the reef. We're only about a couple of miles away from it now. Reef is funny because you can't see really what you're heading for.
Looks like open ocean.
It looks like open ocean, but you're slowly creeping up on hitting a reef. So yeah, we're just gonna probably slow down in a sec, and it'll be interesting to see what it looks like from the air.
we're a little bit early, and with the reef only just beginning to emerge from beneath the surface, we're having a bit of trouble locating whereabouts we're trying to get to.
So we've just landed the drone. It's actually the first time. People always go, do you use it for the reefs? And we've always said like, you've got way too much other stuff going on, let alone flying a drone when you're coming into a reef. But we're a bit early today and the reef hasn't really shown its face to us yet. So we did just put the drone up in the sky, motoring around out in safe water, and it's sort of given us a bit of a better idea. So first time I've ever done that, and it was definitely handy to be able to see a bit more, and we're able to get a bit of a better lay of the land, a bit of a better idea, and we're gonna have a new approach. So yeah, drone navigating.
We're trying to position ourselves close to this main channel here, where we intend to zoom to in the tender. So after another quick drone flight, we were happy with our position and we finally dropped anchor.
Alrighty, let's go check this place out. See what this is all about.
See what all the fuss is about.
So an island that raises itself from beneath the ocean's surface, creating waterfalls as it climbs towards the clouds.
Now that is a proper waterfall, because it's cascading off this reef.
You may think we are caught up in a fantasy, but we can assure you that we haven't lost our minds and there's a completely rational explanation for this.
We're seriously standing here in our little 2.5 metre tender, watching an island just emerge from the ocean. Waterfalls rushing down it. It is insane.
We are currently traversing through one of the biggest tidal ranges in the world, where tides have been recorded at 12 metres. And while this can sometimes be a bit hair-raising,
we are literally just sailing sideways.
It also facilitates some out-of-this-world phenomena, one of those being Montgomery Reef, Australia's largest inshore reef, stretching over 300 square kilometres. As the huge tide plummets, Montgomery Reef appears to rise out of the sea, shedding the water and creating spectacular cascades and waterfalls, which is what we're witnessing right now.
It seriously sounds like you're at a waterfall. It's really quite impressive.
So this happens once or twice a day, I don't know, depending on what the tides are doing, I guess. But yeah, island raises itself up and then it'll sleuth on back into the water when the tide comes back up. It's just another one of those things in the Kimberley that you just...
Kimberley special.
Yeah, it's another Kimberley special. Like, you never see this sort of stuff anywhere else, yet you see different types of unique, weird things like this almost every day up here. Weird place, this joint. Awesome though.
Alright, let's keep cruising up. We're just getting a little taste for it.
During this period, marine life races over the edge of the rapidly drying reef, where you can expect to see predatory fish waiting to dine.
Dude, this place is magical. Once again, I'm blown away. I don't know what I expected. It wasn't like something this amazing. I think just like the amount of marine life, and the water is so clear. For the first time, we can actually see the bottom. Like, it's been a long time since we've actually been able to see through the water.
There's elusive little turtles just popping up everywhere and just having a little peek at you, and then they just duck down again.
One of the most common animals you'll find here are turtles.
Look at that.
When the tide is out, like it is now, many of the turtles scurry to the safety of this channel. But quite often, the tide moves faster than the turtles, resulting in them getting stuck on top of the reef until the tide comes back in.
Wow.
Oh, that's so funny steering into it.
Look at this water flow.
So I've got the tender in gear. We're just holding in the face of this waterfall here. It's awesome, awesome, awesome stuff. Just roaring noises and just roaring tides. Now's probably a pretty good time to say a huge thank you to our patrons, all the subscribers, all you lot. If you're enjoying the series, if you're enjoying this week's episode, hit that subscribe button, and we'll keep documenting crazy, weird, wonderful things like this for you guys. Holy, feeling pretty grateful and pretty honored to be here right now.
It looks like like this whole thing is just floating. It is quite phenomenal, to be honest. It is really, really an amazing place. I kind of feel like it's got like a bit of a spacey vibe or something.
Moon landing. I reckon this is the closest I'll ever get to the moon. It's even got little moon rovers like us roving around. No, moon rover.
I'm really, really happy that we saw this. Kimberley special.
Kimberley special.
Definitely another Kimberley special. Only in the Kimberleys. I don't know if there's anything else like this anywhere else. Do you think?
Not that I'm aware of.
It's beautiful.
What is this? I'm speechless. It's next level. Anyway, all good things must come to an end. Once the tide starts coming back in, this is going to be like horrible turmoil and we want to get out of here before that happens. So, time for us to leave this magical place to sink back to the bottom of the ocean. Let's get out of here.
Was really cool. Unfortunately, it won't be our anchorage for the night. I don't think it's too pleasant out here when it starts to flood. So we're just heading about 10 nautical miles back to Raft Point, which is the big headland we can see on the horizon. Yeah.
Well guys, it's the end of another day for us and the end of another episode for you. Thanks for watching. If you stayed through to the end, it means a lot. If you liked it, don't be scared of the like button. It helps us out a lot. Subscribing helps us out heaps too. Leave a comment. We try our best to get back to as many of them as we can. Thanks again for watching. Patrons, you know the spiel by now. Thanks guys, you make this. Cheers for helping us make this thing happen. See what tomorrow holds, eh?
P.S. We didn't have any luck with fishing today. We've dropped anchor, we've pulled in all the lures, and Simon's just seen a tuna leaping out of the water, so he's a bit off it.
Oh!
Get your lures out quick!
You're gonna eat, little tuna friend.
What are you gonna flick it on?
I'm gonna try and entice him in with the popper. And then I'll just jump in the water and wrestle him with the gaff.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.